For everyone on the internet deriding Juneteenth as a made-up holiday, piss off. Hi, I'm Nick Charles, and welcome back to the Rule of Law Brief. Juneteenth commemorates June 19th, 1865, the day that Union troops arrived in Galveston, Texas, and enforced the emancipation of enslaved people more than 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. It marks one of the most important moments in American history. In a lot of ways, Juneteenth is America's second Independence Day. The 4th of July celebrates the birth of the United States and the declaration that all men are created equal. Juneteenth celebrates one of the most important steps America ever took towards living up to that promise. Not perfectly, not completely, and certainly not all at once, but it was a turning point. And if you think slavery is ancient history, you are dead wrong. Peter Mills was born into slavery in Maryland in 1861 during the American Civil War. He survived emancipation. He lived through Reconstruction. He witnessed the invention of the automobile, the airplane, and lived through 2 world wars. He also saw the civil rights movement unfold and watched Americans walk on the moon. He died in Pittsburgh in 1972. 1972. There were American slaves who lived until 1972. There was a man who was born into slavery in the United States who lived long enough to watch Neil Armstrong walk on the moon. Don't you dare say that this is ancient history. And after slavery came nearly a century of Jim Crow, segregation, disenfranchisement, and state-sanctioned discrimination. Which brings us to a distinction that still matters today. There is a Grand Canyon-sized difference between de jure equality and de facto equality. De jure equality means the law says everyone is equal. And we got there a ways back. De facto equality asks whether people are actually experiencing equal opportunity and equal treatment in the real world. And we haven't even gotten there yet. They are not the same thing. And too many politicians want to pretend that they are. They want to blur the distinction between legal equality and actual equality. They want to act as though the moment the law changed, the conversation ended. And it didn't. The reason we still debate voting rights, housing, education, economic opportunity, affirmative action, and the legacy of discrimination is because legal equality and lived equality are not the same concept. America has spent nearly 250 years trying to close the gap between its ideals and its reality. And while we continue arguing about the legacy of slavery, slavery itself hasn't even disappeared. Here at Charles International Law, we represent asylum seekers from Mauritania, a country where hereditary slavery and slavery-like practices continue to be documented. We have, right now, clients on our books who were born into slavery, and most of them are younger than me. These are people who came to the United States seeking freedom and our protection. And yet there are active forces at work trying to deny them protection and deport them back to the very conditions that they fled. That should trouble every American. How can we congratulate ourselves for defeating the scourge of slavery while simultaneously sending humans back into it? Juneteenth is not a celebration of perfection. It's a celebration of progress. It's a celebration of freedom won through struggle and sacrifice. But it's also a reminder that the work is not finished. Certainly not throughout the world, and not even here in America. And we cannot rest while there are still people seeking freedom who are asking us to live up to the ideals we claim to represent. Happy Juneteenth.